Now, when it comes to writing poems, I suggest that one way to think of this is to hear things that we're doing ourselves if we're in the scene in photos, paintings, other poems, a title, a situation, a feeling, a memory, a story, a moment, or a piece of music. If we ask a question, then we can pull. So let's say we started from a situation like poems of response. And we ask, what can you think of? Big posters. This is a resource you can use to make poems. That's either class poems or individual ones, because what you can do is choose lines from each of these big sheets. So you have a saying, thinking, feeling, seeing, doing poem. You can show, that's either by doing it yourself or by comparing what you're doing with poems that have already been written and published, that you can make poems out of just one or two of these different responses. So you could write a seeing poem about response, or a saying poem about response. Or you could write a thinking and feeling poem interrupted by hearing, and so on. If you've got a poetry-friendly classroom going, then you can introduce patterns to what you're writing through competition, time and place, using this range of words to describe writing: pottery, painting, dance, drama, music, film, and impossible writing, I'm going to come to that in a minute, actually gives you a range of very accessible ways of talking about poems that you can show, that you can show, that you can show, that you can write things that don't make sense, and yet you can also do impossible writing about sad, scary things like the bed started to eat the sky, bent down. This gives us another resource, another way of thinking that we can introduce into real situations like breakfast, or as a way of writing in itself, say about autumn or the supermarket or whatever. In one workshop I did where we were looking at a scene in a photo, a child wrote, "And the leaves drove off." There's bound to be poetry readings at a local book festival. There are poetry CDs, videos and websites like the Poetry Archive. That's all for today. See you next time.